Whenever they ask you a question, define. That means the definition given by some author you are supposed to write. When they ask you a question, what is management? Then you people can start like this. Only when they need the product need to come. But there should not be any delay. That is what JIT stands for. Just one thing, what is that you should do is write all good qualities about yourself, because each and every person in the 21st century, whoever has born, are capable to become a good leader. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, a temple of excellence. Welcome to all the students. Here in this session, I'm gonna teach you what exactly happened in the question paper which appeared on April-May 2022. And the scheme is NEP CBCS. That is for you people. Now this question paper contains 60 marks because external question paper is for 60, internals is for 40, total it is 100 marks, and this subject has 4 credits. So if you get good marks, your credits will also increase. So what exactly the questions were and how the pattern was, I'm gonna teach you here. Now when we go with the part A, now we have 7 questions. In that 7 questions, only 5 questions is what you are supposed to write, and each question carries 2 marks. So here we have this part A. A contains 5 into 2 is equal to 10, where you are getting 7 questions. Out of 7 questions, you need to answer any 5 questions, and the marks are 2 marks each. That is how you get 10 marks. So what exactly was the first question of 2022 question paper? The question was define management, and it is only for 2 marks. Now what exactly you are supposed to write, how you are supposed to write, I'm going to teach you in this session. Now define management. When anybody says, please do not write the answer exactly like what I have given it here. Many of you make this mistake. You start with the answer, management is a process of planning, organizing, all those things. Let me tell you here, whenever they ask you a question, define. That means the definition given by some author you are supposed to write. When they ask you a question, what is management? Then you people can start like this. So here the 82% people gonna make a mistake. That is, they're gonna start with this. Now you are supposed to always write according to. According to, you can go with Henry Fayol. See, many of you also make a mistake whenever you write Henry Fayol, H-E-N-R-Y, but it is actually H-E-N-R-I, Henry Fayol. So planning is a process. The same way management is also process. The same way organizing is also process. So all the functions of management are process. So what he says, according to Henry Fayol, management is a process of planning and organizing the resources and activities of the business to achieve specific goals in the most effective and efficient manner possible. That is what will fetch you a 2 marks. Or you can write, according to Philip Kotler, according to Ordinal Kuntz, management is an art of getting things done through others efficiently and effectively. If you write it, you will get 2 marks. So very easily you people can score 2 on 2. That is through this. The second question was, state any 2 differences between administration and management. Whenever you get a question like this, students, please do not just write the meaning of administration, meaning of management. You are supposed to go with a table. Whenever the word distinguish or differences between comes, you are supposed to write like this. I have given you 2 points. If you go with each point will get you 1 marks. So here I have given the meaning as well as nature of work. So in management, meaning is what? Means getting the work done through and with others. Whereas the administration deals with formulation of objectives, policies of organization. When it comes to the nature of organization, it refers to execution. That means you are supposed to do the work here. Execution of decision, it is doing function where you are supposed to do it. It relates to decision making. It is a thinking function. What type of function? Thinking function. Administration will think, management will get the work done. So that is what the differences are. Nobody will take even a single marks from you. You will get 2 marks. The next question is, what is coordination? See here, you don't need to define. You can straight away go with what is coordination. See, coordination is a process. Management is a process. Planning is a process. Organizing is a process. Staffing is a process. The entire functions of management is a process. The same way, coordination is also a process. So, how to write this? Coordination is a process of integrating, uniting the employees in order to get the work done which is prescribed by the organization or which is prescribed by the top level management. It is a role of each and every manager. All these things you can write. I've given you a beautiful answer here. Coordination is unification, integration, synchronization of the efforts of group members so as to provide unity of action in the pursuit of common goals. It is a hidden force which binds all other functions of management. All other functions means what? Now we know that, right? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So what happens is coordination is everywhere. When you plan and when you organize, coordination is there. When you organize and staff, coordination is there. Staffing and then directing, coordination is there. Controlling, there is also coordination. Here also there is a coordination. So what is it? Coordination is hidden force. So that will actually make the entire process proper. This is how we need to understand coordination. So usually unification, integration, synchronization. That is what coordination does. Next, mention any 2 merits of informal organization. See, informal organization, if we understand, it happens within the formal organization. Just because we get very pally-pally, we get very close to each other while working, this informal organization happens. So here I have given you 2 points and I want you people to understand. They've asked you a very simple question, right? I'll just repeat the question for you. Mention any 2 merits. Mention. They have not asked you to explain. They have only said mention any 2. But not to get even a marks less, what is that we should do is, we need to write like this. The first one here is promote social and cultural values, relief to top managers. So these are the 2 points. If you mention, you will get 2 marks. But I want to tell you that please do explain. It will take more 2 or 3 minutes extra. That's it. But you will get 2 marks. I don't want any of my students to even get less than 60. I want everyone to get 60 on 60. That's why I just want you people to be very careful. Members of informal organizations share common thoughts, social and cultural beliefs. Their interests are promoted, which adds to the strength of the organization, and a commitment to accomplish its formal goals. If you write it, you will get 1 marks. Social interaction lead to cooperation and coordination amongst people of a different groups. It helps top managers achieve their formal goals efficiently. So if you write this, you get 2 marks. The next question is, state any 2 features of theory X. Theory X is given by a person called Douglas McGregor. Now he is the one who actually spoke about theory X and theory Y. So what are the 2 features of theory X is what they are asking you. The first thing is the average individual is by nature indolent. Now when I say indolent, that means he don't want to work, right? He always avoid working and will avoid work if he can. The average person lacks ambition, is a very beautiful feature, dislikes responsibility and prefer to be led. So these are the 2 features of X theory. That's why X theories are really bad, but it will get the work done if the manager is proper. The same way we have one more, that is, what do you mean by JIT? The question is JIT. JIT comes from the last chapter called controlling. Now in controlling, we have a topic called as techniques of controlling. In techniques of controlling, we have modern technique and traditional technique. In modern technique, this JIT comes. Now what exactly JIT is? That is just in time. And JIT is a Japanese concept. So the answer here, JIT, when we go with it, is very simple. Now what exactly happens here in JIT is, whenever we require the raw material, only that time we are supposed to get the inventory, or else we should not order it, and there should not be any delay in the JIT. That is just in time. Just in time, I'll mention it once again for you people. It will definitely come as a 2-mark question. It can also come for a 10 marks question, but the question will be like this: explain the techniques of management. Now, techniques of management, in that techniques of controlling, it will actually come. Now, when it comes to the techniques of controlling, you are supposed to write PERT, CPM, then you are supposed to write JIT as well. So, what exactly JIT is? That is, it's an inventory system, and the management uses it for the strategies. Raw material orders from suppliers directly with production schedules, only that time it should actually come. Companies employ this inventory strategy to increase efficiency and decrease waste by receiving goods only as they need them for the production process, which reduces inventory costs. Unnecessary, we will not take any of the raw material where there is no production, so it will be a waste, isn't it? That's why JIT is used. The 7th question, the last question of part A. Now the question here is, give the meaning of decision making. Now, decision making, which chapter you will actually get is, you will get it in organizing chapter. That is the 3rd chapter where decision making comes, and decision making is only for 2 marks. There is no 10-mark question, no 15 marks question. So you still can expect a question called decision making in the 2 marks. So what is decision making? I'll give you an option here. See, whenever there are 2 options, deciding one good option is called decision making. So without further ado, let's go with this decision making. The concept is very simple. A decision can be defined, a decision can be classified, a decision can be with a course of action purposely chosen from a set of alternatives to achieve organizational managerial objectives or goals. So here, usually, let's go with this. We have college here. We have our home. Here we have the play zone. So after you came to the college, when you are supposed to go home, right, you have 2 options, whether you will go home directly or you will go to the play zone. Usually that is where decision making comes. Now, if you feel that I'll go to my home, best course of action, so decision making is taken. Now, if you feel, no, I'll go to the play zone and then I'll go to my home, now again decision making is taken. So what happens is, you should have alternative. In that alternative, whichever will benefit you, if you go with that, that is called decision making. So next we have the part B in the exam corner. Now in part B, usually what happens is, you have the options like this. 10 into 2 is equal to 20. 4 questions will be given and you are supposed to write only 2 and 10 marks each. So this is the mark here. This is the question here. So 2 questions you will actually need to write out of 4 questions. That means each and every chapter, if you understand, there are 5 chapters. 4 questions are going to come for 10 marks. That means one of the chapter, there is no 10 marks question. So that chapter, a 15 marks question will be there. The first question here is the 8th question. Explain the functions of management. It is a first chapter. I'll tell you how to write the functions of management. First thing is, for a 10 marks, write here introduction. Introduction. After introduction, you finish it with the answer. Then you go with meaning. Meaning. After meaning, you go with the definition. Definition of management. After definition, I want you people to write the flow chart or the diagram. Wherever possible, students, I want you people to write this diagram, meaning, definition, introduction, and also you need to go with the conclusion. See, functions of management is always continuous process. It is always what? A continuous process. So here you will actually write here, say planning. Then it will go like this. Here you will write organizing. Next is here staffing, directing, right? You'll go with this. Here you'll write controlling, and then again planning. And what is this called as? Functions of management. You can write like this, functions of management. These are called functions of management. And I want you people to write half of the page, the diagram. Now after, what is that you are supposed to do is, now start from the first one, A, planning. I want each one of you to write the meaning of planning. Planning is a future course of action. It bridges the gap between what you are and what you want to be. It is always goal oriented, but there is a limitations of planning. All plans will not lead to success. It is a costly process. Now all these things which you people know about it, you can write planning. Give an example also. Then you go with B, organizing. When you write organizing, bringing together physical resources, manpower, planning, finance to accomplish the organization goal set by the top level management, you can go with organizing. The third is staffing. Selecting right person for a right place at the right job at the right time is called staffing. Now staffing happens with the HR manager and all. You can write it. D for directing. Right? Supervising, motivating, guiding the employees to accomplish the organization goal is called directing. You can write it. And the last one is controlling. E is what? Controlling. Comparing actual performance with standard performance. If there is any deviation, rectification of those deviation is called controlling. You can write, and you can still go on with giving the examples. And after everything is done, please don't forget to give conclusion. That is how you people will get 10 on 10. None of the university faculties can take even 1 marks from you if you write like this. The next question is, what does leadership? Explain the qualities of a good leader. Explain the qualities of a good leader. Now understand, in this question, there are actually 2 questions. Now this is for 10 marks, isn't it? The first question is, what is leadership? Now this is for 2 marks. Give the qualities of good leader is for 8 marks. Many of you people, what you do is you get confused. Instead of writing the meaning of leadership, you straight away go and write the qualities of leadership, because you know that this was a question which Abhilasha gave in the short that leadership qualities will definitely come. So please don't get excited and don't lose your senses. I'll just tell you how to write this. Again, students, it's a 10 marks question. What is that you should do is, you write here introduction. Introduction is done. After introduction, what is that you should write is meaning. Now when you write meaning, here only our answer is written. We have written leadership, the meaning. Then you go with definition. Definition of leadership. Then you please write the flow charts of the qualities of good leaders. So how will you write this? The qualities. Here you write qualities of good leader. Now you can write like this as a flow chart. First point, second point, the third point, and it follows. Now what all the good points you're going to write is, he should be knowledgeable. Knowledge should be there. Good communication. Learning agility should be there. Right? Risk bearing. He should have, see, you have said he should have good communication, plus he should also have good coordination with his people. He should be a good inspirational person. He should be a good listener. Like that, you have a lot of qualities. Start writing all the qualities and then you explain each and every quality. I want you people to write at least 10 good qualities of leadership. Just one thing, what is that you should do is write all good qualities about yourself, because each and every person in the 21st century, whoever has born, are capable to become a good leader. Let's go with the next question. Define controlling. Explain the steps in controlling. Again, same way they are asking you 2 marks question. What is controlling? 8 marks question. Explain steps in controlling. So again, how exactly you will write is, you will write the meaning of controlling, isn't it? But before that, what is that you should do? Introduction. Now in introduction, what is that you will actually go with? Controlling is a process of comparing actual performance with standard performance. If there is any deviation, rectification of the deviation is compulsory, and that is what is controlling. You will write it. Then you write the meaning. One of the definition by Keith Davis or by Abhilash Chandra or by Ordinal Kuntz or Philip Kotler or anybody whom you feel which is easy, you can actually write the definition. Then you write the process of controlling. Whenever you write the process here, I'll help you with the process here. Now introduction is there. Finish with meaning and then definition and then the process of controlling. Now in the process, how will you write this? This is the first step, followed by the second, then the third step, then the fourth step. Again, it is a continuous process. So what's the first step here is establishing the standard, right? Here, measuring of actual performance. After that, comparing actual performance with standard. After that, deviation is there, correcting action. Again, establishment, because it is a continuous process. That is how the process is all about. Now, if you write like this and then go with the conclusion, it's end of the solution. The answer is all yours. Next question is briefly explain the principles of organization. Now, I want you people to write in the comment box the principles of organization. I have done exclusive class only for you people, so that 15 marks or 10 marks, whichever the question gonna come, you people can write it. Even for this, you need to go with introduction, meaning of organization, meaning of organizing, definition of organizing, and then go with principles of organizing. So when you write this, again here, you can go with the flow chart. How will you write this? Now, principles of organizing. You can write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? The same way, go with it. 6, 7, and somewhere here 8. Now, utmost care if you go with the principles of organizing. All the 15 principles I have given it to you. Only that you need to do is 10 principles. Any of the 10 principles you can actually list and then write it and later go with the conclusion. Now, coming to the part C where you have 15 marks. Again, it is like very simple. 15 into 2 is equal to 30. Where 4 questions will be given. Out of 4, you are supposed to write only 2 questions. So 15 is the highest marks which you people need to go. There are 5 chapters again. One of the chapters you don't have a 15 marks question. That chapter will have a 10 marks question. So not to worry about it. Now the 15 marks question is explain Henry Fayol's principles. Henry Fayol principles. What type of principles? Principles of management. Same way in the answers. Write the meaning of management, definition of management. Write Henry Fayol 14 principles. All 14 principles you write it. All 14 principles you need to explain. So the 14 principles are like this. Division of work, authority and responsibility. If you have these two, you get discipline. See, this is all the A, B, C. Now D, unity of command. E, unity of direction. F, scalar chain. G, subordination of individual interest to general interest, organizational interest. H, fair remuneration. Right? These are the things which you people need to just by heart it. Right? Understand what is that Henry Fayol says is, for any employee to be very good or to be a very good employee, you are supposed to follow these things. The employer need to give equal opportunity to everybody. I, initiative. J is there. You can go with order. Right? Like that if you go with it. Stability. H-I-J-K, you have stability. L, if you go with it. Esprit. D, corpse. M and N. Now when we go with this, please understand, you will miss some or the other points here. All the 14, you won't be able to write it. But I'll tell you the simple thing about these things. How to remember all 14 principles. Now, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Now we have missed something called centralization and decentralization. See, centralization and decentralization, how you will understand better in the sense. Henry Fayol says that unity of command should be there, unity of direction should also be there, but still he says that the centralization authority should be maintained. Why it should be maintained in the sense? The authority should be only in few hands, not more people. But this is only for a medium or a very initially started startup. But he also says decentralization of authority should be there for the medium to the maximum that MNC company will actually go with decentralization. So here you can write centralization and decentralization. So there is one more things which we need to understand. What happens here is we need to have equity. What we need to have? Equity. That is, men or women should be treated equally. That is what? Equity. Equity should be maintained. But to remember all these things, I have also done a video about the same in the first chapter itself, how to remember all 14. You can write it. Anyhow, you will watch those videos. So please do like and share my videos for all acronyms which I have given it to you. Moving forward, we have one more question, 13th question. Define planning, explain the steps in planning. Steps in planning. How to write this? Now you will write the introduction first. Introduction. Then you will write meaning. When you write meaning here, you will write planning is a future course of action which bridges the gap between what you are and what you want to be. Planning tells you all about the future course. When I say future course, it is not for past, it is not for present, it is for future. Here, there is a limitations of planning. All plans will not lead to success. Planning also has something called, planning is very costly, time consuming. It is a time consuming process. Then you will write the definition of planning. Definition of planning. And after that, you will go with the question, that is, explain the steps in planning. See, explain the steps in planning. You should always write the flow chart. I'll help you how to write the flow chart. So you will write the heading, steps in planning. The first steps in planning is setting objective. Then you will go with developing premises. After that, identification of alternate course of action. Now, evaluating alternate course of action. After evaluating, I'll just erase this. After evaluating, you will select the best course of action, that is the plan. After selecting the plan or the best course of action, you will implement. After implementing, you will go with follow-up action. So these are called the steps in planning process. After that, what is that you should do is, you need to explain each and everything in detail. The last part is your conclusion. So here you will write conclusion. Conclusion I have also given in my chapter classes, where you people can go with it. You can also buy a textbook which is written by me. I have written 3 textbooks about principles of management, principles, applications, principle, practices, management principles, and management practices. Please do buy, and you can actually get this conclusion as well. Next is, what is organization? Explain the merits and demerits of functional organization. Again, same way, the repetitions are there. Introduction, meaning, definitions of organization, you go with it. Then you write the functional organization before writing functional organization merit and demerit. Please understand, in our syllabus of BCom, we have 3 types of structures. One is functional structure, which has been asked in 2022. So 2023, what is that they're going to ask is, you have matrix structure, as well as you have one more structure. In the comment box, I want you people to tell me that how many types of structures are there and which are there. I have given you 2, functional and matrix. What is the third structure which goes with it? You can expect the question from the structures as well. So here, what is that you're going to do is, you'll write functional structure. We have managing director here. We have the departments. I'll go with only 3 departments. The HR department, the marketing department, and here I'll go with the sales department. So functional structure depends on the function of the organization. So what are the functions of HR? Is recruitment, selection, training and development, giving salaries, incentives, all those, they are the functions. Marketing people will go with market research, market survey, advertisement. Now sales department, what is that? They'll go with their functions. You just write it down, and then you write one more chart, because it is a 15 marks question. Whenever you write merits and demerits, please do write like this. If you go with this, here you write merits, you write here demerits, and I want you people to have the serial number properly and write 10 merits and 10 demerits. That is how you will get 15 on 15. And later, it is up to you to write conclusion or not. But this question requires only this much. That's enough, and you will get 15 marks. Next is, explain Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy of motivation. Now, hierarchy theory of motivation is very simple. Even you people have learned this in your PUC as well. So what is that you will do is, you will write first the meaning, introduction, meaning, definition of motivation. After that, you will go with hierarchy theory of Maslow, where what was the time when Maslow had written this. Brief introduction about Maslow. His name is Abraham Harold Maslow, A.H. Maslow. And he did a lot of research about motivation, and his theory, one of the theory which was very famous, and even now in the 21st century, 2023 also, people are using Maslow theory. The reason behind is it's a basic theory which says why a person get motivated and why will he work for the betterment of his future. So you need to write the diagram of Maslow theory. Maslow's go with a pyramid, and that is a hierarchical way. So this is how it goes. It goes from the bottom to the top. So there are 5 steps which it goes. First is physiological needs. After physiological, it is your safety needs. Safety needs. After safety, people go to their social needs. Many people write belongingness and love need. That is also correct. Not a problem. It is not wrong. It is correct actually. After social, they go with esteem needs. Esteem, the word esteem means very big, right? The big luxury needs. After esteem, again, they go to the next level, that is called SA. I'll write it here. Self-actualization. Self-actualization, that is, they will be the best of the best person in their field. So that is what self-actualization. So this is called the Maslow's hierarchical need. Now each and every one, the first step is this. This is second, that's why it's hierarchical. It's moving from the bottom to the top. Third, fourth, and the last one is the fifth one. Explain each and everything in a very brief introduction about what is physiological need. That is called basic need, which is called the roti kapda makan. The food, clothing, shelter should be satisfied. Then they'll go with safety. Then they will go with social. Then they'll go with esteem. And the last pinnacle, after that it is nothing, right, called self-actualization. So anywhere, anything you have a doubt in this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.